Welcome back to the Chaos Bane YouTube channel. Today is another update on the transfer case rebuild project. So I was having difficulties with getting the transfer case rear cover off, and so I finally got that off. I was having problems with getting off the coupler nut on the rear flange of the transmission because basically I needed to get an impact wrench. So I went and bought an impact wrench and it came right off. Initially I was trying to get it off with a ratchet and a breaker bar, but didn't really have enough space under the car with how low the car is sitting on the floor jacks. So I went on and got the impact wrench and spun right off. So that was the first issue I had. So I got that taken care of. The next issue I ran into is because I didn't drop the transmission all the way out of the car. I was having problems with the top of the rear transfer case cover coming off. So ended up having to go and get a slide hammer to get that off. So I finally got that off. On the top, it still didn't want to come off because it was hanging up on the bearing. So basically I just got a pry bar and just kept prying until it finally came off. So I got that piece off, came right off, and then there's a bolt that holds the planetary gear into place. So I broke that loose, got the planetary gear off, and then next took off the front cover of the transfer case. And again, I needed to use a slide hammer to get that off because it was getting hung up on the top. So, but once I got that off, everything came right on out. So basically got everything disassembled, and now I'm just waiting on the parts to come in. So as you can see here, I got everything out. This is the rear housing, and this is the front housing. As you see in the front housing, you have the bearing races. I inspected the bearing races. They all look fine. So it looks like I'm not gonna have to worry about replacing those. Here, the seal on the rear cover looks fine. So it looks like I'm not gonna be replacing that. I originally thought about replacing it since I got it off, but since it's looking fine, look like there's no damage on it at all, I'm gonna just go ahead and leave that in place. Also here you have your bearings that's in there. I'm gonna have to clean all this grit out of here. This grit in here looks like it's coming from somebody putting on a liquid seal. So it looks like it may have been opened up before. This is the planetary gear here. I inspected that. This is the planetary gear, and I inspected that. So it looks like everything is fine with the planetary gear. Here's the sun gear. Here, inspected all the bearings on this gear also, and all the bearings look fine on here, and the brace for the transmission end also looks fine. This is the rear drive shaft gear. This is where the flange nut sits on with the flange, or the coupling, with the coupling nut. And then this is the gear that created all the problem, along with the spline that broke off of it. It's typically gonna look like that, something like that when it's all together. But I checked the bearings are good. The race on the transmission end is good. So that's fine. This basically attaches here like that. As you can see, this spline isn't much larger than my thumb. Well, actually it's about the same thickness of my thumb. And that's what's spinning the gear for the well, not the gear, but spinning the drive shaft for the front wheel drive. So, but since I'm not keeping this, I'm not putting this back in. So the new gear, along with the sun gear that I ordered, they're both coming in with the bearings. So the bearings on those are fine, so I don't have to worry about removing the bearings from this one here to place on the new gear. So next process I'm going to go through is going to be me cleaning up all of this, washing it down, getting it good and clean so it won't be no grit or anything left, no grit, no dirt or anything that I have to worry about getting into the transmission or anything like that. I am going to have to figure out how I'm gonna get this fuel plug back in once I reassemble everything to put the transmission fluid in that I drained out back in. But this is it so far. This is what it all looks like disassembled. Very simple looking, nothing too difficult so far. The most difficult part is not having all the tools you need. But now that I started on this project, I pretty much have all the tools I'm pretty much going to need to work on this car that I didn't have already. So that's it for right now. We'll be continuing on once I get the parts. I got notified from the shipper that the parts should be here on Monday. So come Monday, I should be able to start assembling everything once the other parts come in, including the drive shaft seal sleeve. So get all of this taken care of, and hopefully my car will be back on the road in the next couple of weeks. So please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell for any future updates, so that way you will be notified as soon as I upload a video. This is LB from the Chaos Bane channel, signing out. Peace. So please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more updates. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so that way you'll be notified whenever I post up new videos. Thanks for checking out my channel. This is LB signing out. Peace.